Good evening, I'm Jackknife, and this is The Hard Truth. Tonight's story, Rick Snay, the digital age cult leader of a small, angry circle jerk, masquerading as a YouTube channel, Delphi After Dark. If YouTube had a septic tank, this would be the slow gurgle at the bottom. Rick Snay is a middle-aged man who spends his nights chain-smoking in the dark, whispering paranoid delusions into a webcam with all the authority of a drunk uncle yelling at a microwave. He calls himself a truth seeker, but what he really is a washed-up bar bitch, role-playing as a detective for an audience of emotionally stunted trauma tourists and conspiracy fetishists. He rejects evidence, he mocks the courts, he spits in the face of forensics and proudly pisses on the words reasonable doubt, because if the facts don't fit, he just invents new ones. No way. Based on what, Rick? The spirit box duct taped to your dashboard? Or was it something you overheard in your echo chamber between coughing fits? You're not an investigator. You're a chain-smoking LARPer with a webcam and a savior complex, selling fiction to a comment section full of people one bad divorce away from joining a cult. You don't analyze evidence. You hallucinate over it. And Rick's fans, they call themselves truthers, but they behave like middle-aged incels who found a reason to avoid therapy. They don't want justice. They want blood, as long as it's not from the guy they prematurely knighted as innocent, because he didn't look like a killer. They worship Rick because he tells them what they want to hear, that they're the smart ones, that the system's rigged, that everyone else is a sheep. Let's stop pretending Rick Snay is some kind of brave truth-teller. He's not a journalist. He's not a researcher. He's a bitter, washed-up bar bitch with a weed addiction and a god complex, whispering delusions into a webcam like it's gospel. While a cult of burned-out Facebook addicts nod along between Xanax and rage posts, he hijacked a double homicide for clout. He built a brand off the backs of two teenage girls, not to find justice, but to feed the black hole in his ego. This isn't advocacy, it's exploitation. It's rot in real time, dressed up as critical thinking. He rejects evidence, not because it's flawed, but because it threatens the fantasy he's selling to a YouTube audience desperate for someone to tell them they're smarter than the system. He doesn't want answers, he wants attention. He doesn't care about truth. He wants to be right, even if it means dragging grieving families through the mud and throwing innocent people under the bus just to keep his views up. Delphi After Dark isn't about justice. It's a coping mechanism for people too far gone to accept the reality that sometimes evil is just one man, and not a secret society hiding in the trees. Rick isn't brave. He's not misunderstood. He's a parasite, and the only thing darker than his live streams is the part of his soul he sold to stay relevant. And that concludes tonight's report. Rick Snay, a man who calls himself a seeker of truth, yet wouldn't recognize it if it walked up and pistol-whipped him mid-live stream. He's not holding the system accountable. He's huffing his own delusions and calling it justice. For The Hard Truth, I'm Jackknife. Log off, touch grass, and remember, some people don't deserve a platform. They deserve a power outage.